Hare Krishna. We are going to start with Bhagavad Gita class now. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We are going to read from chapter 6, verse number 36. So, if you have anybody wants Bhagavad Gita? 6.36. So I will say and then you can repeat. Asamyatatmana yogo dushprapa iti me mati vashyatmana tu yatata shakyo vaptum upayatah asmayat unbridled atmana by the mind yogaha self-realization dushprapaha difficult to obtain iti thus me my mati opinion vasya controlled atmana by the mind tu but yatata while endeavoring shakyaha practical avaptum to achieve upayataha by appropriate means. Translation: for one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work, but he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead declares that one who does not accept the proper treatment to detach the mind from material engagement can hardly achieve success in self-realization. Trying to practice yoga while engaging the mind in material enjoyment is like trying to ignite a fire while pouring water on it. Yoga practice without mental control is a waste of time. Such a show of yoga may be materially lucrative, but it is useless as far as spiritual realization is concerned. Therefore, one must control the mind by engaging it constantly in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Unless one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, he cannot steadily control the mind. A Krishna conscious person easily achieves the result of yoga practice without separate endeavor. But a yoga practitioner cannot achieve success without becoming Krishna conscious. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this chapter number 6 is titled as Dhyana Yoga. So far, this is in this chapter, this is verse number 36 we are talking about. In verse number 1 to 38, Ashtanga Yoga has been explained by Krishna to Arjuna, that how to perfect your life through Ashtanga Yoga process, and the whole detail of how to sit and how to meditate has been given by Krishna. And in verse number 33 to 36, necessity of controlling the mind has been given, and why that has come about. So in short, if I try and explain to you that after from verse 1 to 32, when Arjuna hears about the process of Ashtanga Yoga, he immediately asks Krishna in the verse number 33 that this is not practical. This is not practical for ordinary person to sit in Ashtanga Yoga and perfect their life. It is so very difficult to control the mind, which is so fickle. He uses these words in verse number 34, that mind is fickle, it is turbulent, it is obstinate, it's very strong. It is so difficult to subdue mind. It is more difficult to subdue mind than the wind. So Arjuna compares that way. So he says this is absolutely impractical to do the process of Ashtanga Yoga and achieve the success of life, which is self-realization. And he also mentions that because the mind, the intellect is always, it always overcomes by mind's desires and mind's calling. So it is very difficult. So then Krishna agrees in verse number 35 that yes, you are right, it is very difficult to control the mind. But I have a way to control the mind. And he says that there are two processes through which we can control the mind, which is abhyasa, which means practice. We have heard the phrase, practice makes man perfect. So Krishna talks about that here, that abhyasa, to practice. And second, he says, is vairagya, through detachment. So these two things, abhyas and vairagya, practice and detachment, can help you control your mind. So then, in this particular verse, Krishna further says, in the translation we read, that for one whose mind is unbridled, Self-realization is difficult work, but whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured to success. That is my opinion. So Krishna says that one has to endeavor, and that endeavor has to be through appropriate means. Appropriate means here, what Krishna means is through Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra. One should approach a bona fide spiritual master, have faith in the scriptural injunctions like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and then serve the Vaishnavas. So these are the three processes. This is what will help one to practice and will have detachment as well alongside. So Bhagavad Gita is like, if I simply explain, it's been explained that it's like sandwich. So in sandwich, what is the most important part of the sandwich? Is it the bread or the filling? The filling, which goes in the middle. So 1 to 6 chapter of Bhagavad Gita is Karma Yoga, which is the one slice of bread. Then 13 to 18 is about Gnana Yoga, which is the second slice of bread. And the sandwich, which is chapter 7 till chapter 12, where Krishna gives the essence, the main filling of Bhagavad Gita, which is Bhakti Yoga. And this chapter is leading us to that 7th chapter where Krishna will start talking about Bhakti Yoga. And also after this verse, but before we get into that, I would like to explain a little bit more about this Arjuna's call. Arjuna is talking about this fickle mind, turbulent mind, what exactly happens with the mind and how do we relate with the mind. So basically, if we think, we always identify ourselves through mind. So if mind sees something, for example, the mind sees, we have gone in a shopping mall, and through the sense of vision, the eyes, we see a beautiful, a decorative piece for the house, and then mind tells, oh, I want that, and we immediately say, I want this. So we identify ourselves with mind. It is the mind who feels attracted towards that object, but then we immediately come under the control of mind and we want to have that object of sense enjoyment. So in that sense, if one allows mind to control the senses, then we can never control the mind, neither the senses. Because mind, through all the 5 senses which we have, sense of touch, sense of vision, sense of smell, sense of taste, the tongue, and the touch through the skin. All these senses, if we allow the mind to control them, we will be not finding any control over any one of them. Because it's like then horses left in the person's, the reins of the horses are given in the person who is himself not controlled. So how can one can control anything? So here if I give you example that we can start with animals and then I will get into human being, how we cannot control mind. So if we see in animals, even animals, it's so difficult for any living beings to control the mind. So animals, for example, if we take the sense of vision to see. So elephant, everyone knows that to hunt the male elephant specifically, the hunter, first he digs the hole and then after that, sorry. Hare Krishna. Okay. So he digs the hole, big hole, there's a pit, big pit. And then the female elephant is tied on the other side. And then when the male elephant sees that female elephant from far away, he immediately feels attracted to that beautiful female elephant. And he runs towards her, not knowing that there is a big pit which has been arranged for him to follow. And he gets trapped, and then he comes in the catches of the hunter. Then if we think of sense of smell, then bumblebee. Bumblebee, when the bumblebee is around the lotus flower, it feels very, very, very attracted to the center of the lotus flower. And it enters into the lotus flower, and the bumblebee cannot leave the lotus flower because the smell is just so enchanting for her, the bumblebee, that it just stays there without realizing that it's going to be soon evening time and then lotus will close itself. And that is what happens, the lotus closes, and in the morning when lotus blossoms again, the bumblebee is dead. It is that sense of smell which attracted the bumblebee towards the lotus without realizing that that is the end of her life. Then if we think of a sense of hearing, so then the deer. We know that deer is the hunter. What he does is that if the hunter is a good flute player, he can anytime catch a deer. Because as soon as he will start playing the flute in the forest, the deer will feel attracted towards the hunter. And it will not feel attracted, it will come all the way towards the hunter and start licking and cuddling the hunter and just go around him while the hunter is playing the flute. And as soon as hunter stops playing the flute, deer realizes this is the biggest blunder he has done. He is in the hands of hunter now, and that's it. So, the senses, the mind gets attracted through senses, and then it just creates the disaster in one's life. Then we can think of sense of touch. For example, firefly. So fireflies, when they see the fire far off, some dazzling object far off, they immediately feel attracted towards that dazzling, and that's actually forest fire. And that firefly wants to enter and touch that dazzling, shiny, bright object, only to get burnt into that forest fire. And then, which one is remaining? The taste. So, for the taste, we can take the example of the fish in the pond. The fish in the pond happily eats whatever is available inside the pond. But then, if somebody comes to catch the fish, they would put the worm by the hook and in the fishing rod, and then try to catch the fish. And the fish, when it is swimming, they know that they are not going to get worm in the water. And this is delicacy which is been given directly from somewhere. It just dropped for her. So lucky, she feels lucky for herself. And she immediately gets attracted towards that, and only to be caught by the fisherman. So this is the mind which tricks us for the sense enjoyment. Everything the mind sees, mind tastes, wants to hear, everything. So now this is the example of animals, and we say, oh, animals, they are not that conscious like us. We are intelligent. We know when I have to stop things, I can control myself. I'm not that crazy. I learn through my experiences. If I know that once the hunter has caught one deer, I can see that and I can protect myself. I'm not going to be like that deer and just go to the hunter. But that doesn't happen. So there are many, many nice stories in Shastra which has been given. So there was a person called Ajamil. And Ajamil, in his early childhood, he was a son of a Brahmana. So he knew lots of Shastras by heart, and he was a very devoted devotee of Lord Vishnu. And he would always do his duty very faithfully towards Lord Vishnu. He had a beautiful wife and nice family. And once he had gone to the forest to collect some wood for the yagna or something, and he there sees one prostitute with another man, and he immediately feels attracted towards that prostitute, and he leaves home behind that prostitute, and he begets many, many children with that prostitute. He gets married to the prostitute, and they have many children, and to survive with those many children, he starts all sort of wrong businesses. And then towards the end of his life, he is at his deathbed. He's not well and he's at his deathbed. he calls for his son, whom the last son, because he was a devotee in his life in the beginning of the year, that samskaras, because of those samskaras, he had kept his last son's name Narayan. And at the time of death, he's attached to his son Narayan and he's calling out for Narayan. And at that time, he starts chanting Narayan, Narayan, not thinking of Narayan, but thinking of his son. But the Yamadutas are about to come to take him, but instead of Yamadutas, the Vishnu Dutas comes to take him. So here we can see that he is controlled. He got controlled by mind, right? Because he saw the prostitute and he just felt like enjoying. And he started enjoying with her. But because of some bhakti which he had done in his early life, that saved him. And he was given a second chance to perfect his life. Then another story, if we think of the desire of tongues, to taste or to drink something. So there is a story of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, he is a grandson of Arjun. And he had gone to the forest and he was very, very, very thirsty because he was in the forest for a long time and he was very thirsty. And he searched for the water somewhere, some water resource he finds and he can drink some water. But unfortunately that day he couldn't find any water resource and he was really thirsty. And then he sees one ashram of one Muni who was meditating at that time there. And he asked that Rishi that can I have some water? But because Rishi was in tapasya, he is not, in his outer consciousness because he is in meditation. So he doesn't listen. So Parikshit Maharaj feels very, very, very angry that here I am the emperor of the world. I am thirsty. And you are, who are you? A Rishi of my kingdom? And I'm asking you for water and you're not even listening to me. Are you dead? And then at that time he sees one dead snake in the hut. And he takes that dead snake and puts it around Rishi's neck. This is all because of, remember, he was thirsty. And that thirst, to quench that thirst, it doesn't get fulfilled and he gets angry. And that anger, he puts the snake on Rishi's neck. And after some time when Rishi's son comes and he sees the dead snake around his father's neck, he feels angry. So he immediately curses Parikshit Maharaj that whoever has put the snake around my father's body will die in 7 days. So that's the curse. So senses can, if it is not controlled, can bring about so many disasters. And if we can understand in the terms of bhakti, then same Parikshit Maharaj, he immediately came to know about this 7-day curse that he will die in 7 days. So then what does he do? That is exemplary. He immediately gives his kingdom to his children, his son, and then he goes to the forest, meets Narad Muni and Vyasdev and so many rishis, and they ask him to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Shukdev Goswami. And then for 7 days and 7 nights, he hears Srimad Bhagavatam without eating, without sleeping, without drinking, anything. And actually, Bhagavatam has 12 cantos. So 7 days Parikshit Maharaj has been hearing. So he has been hearing for 5 days. On the 5th day, when Shukdev Goswami finishes with the 9th canto, which talks about Ramayana, Shukdev Goswami tells Parikshit, because now he wants to start talking about Lord Krishna's pastimes, Supreme Personality of God's pastime, and he wants to see whether Parikshit is absolutely ready or not as a teacher, as a speaker. So he tells Parikshit Maharaj that now you take a break. It's been 5 days, you have not even had any water, what to speak of sleeping or eating anything. You have not got up, you are just constantly listening, hearing. So Parikshit Maharaj at that time says that I am listening to I am actually drinking the nectarian words you are speaking of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is actually quenching all my thirst, it's taking away all my sleep. There is no bodily desires right now because I am so absorbed in the katha of the Lord. the stories and the pastimes of the Lord you are telling me. So please continue. And then Shukdev Goswami further starts, and of course Parikshit Maharaj is bitten by a flying snake who comes and burns Parikshit Maharaj, and he attains the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here again, Parikshit Maharaj, who is uncontrolled mind because of the thirst, just by hearing the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing the Katha of the Lord, he doesn't even sleep, he doesn't even drink, he doesn't even eat. So here it shows that how through practice and through detachment one can control the mind. Another example we can see in the scripture again, there is an example of Vishwamitra. Hearing. Vishwamitra was in meditation. He was Raj Rishi. And he was in meditation, and then Menika comes and listening to her ankle bells. He gets attracted and he loses his meditation. But again, he also in his life, again he realizes that, he has dropped his meditation, he has to come back. So again he starts practicing and he perfects his life. Another example about touch we can think of is Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj is a king. He was a great king. Through his name, the name of the universe is Bharatvash because of Bharat Maharaj. So Bharat Maharaj had left his kingdom to do the meditation in the forest. And he was happily doing his meditation, his sadhana and everything, feeling detached completely from the material engagements. And one fine day, he sees that there was one deer who was pregnant, and he was running through due to the fear of another animal. And in that fear, that deer who was pregnant was trying to cross the river. And while crossing the river, he falls and he immediately gives the birth to the child and he dies. And then Bharat Maharaj, who has left his kingdom, he was the king of the world, he has left his kingdom, he feels, who will look after this little small, he takes that deer in his hand and he cuddles it, and he feels that, poor deer, just newborn baby, who will look after him? And then he starts looking after that deer. And at the time of death, he is constantly just worried about deer only. So he's thinking of deer. So in his next life, he gets birth as a deer. But in this life, he remembers his past life as Bharat Maharaj. So as deer, he finishes his life, and then he again takes birth. And this time, he is known as Jada Bharat. Jada means one who is madman. He doesn't speak with anybody. He doesn't keep himself clean. He just roams around everywhere because he remembers both his past life as Bharat and as deer. And he realizes that if I interact with any sense objects, then I will be again, doomed and fallen down. So he doesn't, in this life, he just remains Jad Bharat. He becomes a madman, but internally he is thinking of the Lord. And he becomes a guru of one king at that time, Rahugan. There is a whole story. So here again we see that how this sense object, mere sense object, we feel that, who will feel attracted? Okay, we feel compassionate towards that deer, but who would, give up the whole life for the deer? Doesn't make sense. But if we, even in our day-to-day life, if we see, actually in today's day and world, it is so difficult to not understand what we are doing. What we are doing is actually the mind's doing, because everything is on the fingertips. Probably on those days, people had to, make some endeavor for sense enjoyment. Now, it's on fingertips. Instagram you take, or Facebook you take, or anything. Every sense enjoyment you can get just being on one little pocket-sized gadget. So it is so easy and then we don't realize that mind is controlling us because we are just getting carried away with it, finishing our time, moment by moment. So then, again we come back to this verse. So this is how difficult it is. The mind is, that. So then how do we get the control of our senses, which is like horse, through our intelligence? It should be controlled by our intelligence and not by mind. And how do we become that intelligent, that we can control our senses? That Krishna is saying in verse number 35, that through abhyas and through vairagya, through practicing, by practicing and by detachment. And that has to be done under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master, sadhu and shastra. So it's very beautiful how Prabhupada has given, who is a bona fide spiritual master, a wonderful process of how to practice this bhakti yoga, this Krishna consciousness. So I would just conclude this with simple ABCD process. So Prabhupada has given a beautiful ABCD. A is association of Vaishnavas. So associating with like-minded people, basically. So when you associate with like-minded people, you become like that, there is a say in many languages. In Gujarati also there is a say that Sang Tevoran, whom you become whom you associate with. Right? So an example also can be given that if we wear a glasses, simple plain glass, then we can see the world clearly. But if we wear yellow glasses, then we see the world as yellow. If we put green glasses, then we see the surrounding as green. So how we associate with, that is what we become. So associate with Vaishnavas, read with them, chant with them, talk about Krishna with them. B for books. There are so many shastras we have, beautiful, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, so many Upanishad, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Shri Radha Gokulanand Bhagwan ki jai, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Gaunitai ki jai. We have so many beautiful shastra through which we can associate with Vaishnavas also, because the shastras, I told you so many stories, these are all in shastras. So many beautiful stories are given in shastras. So we can associate with by hearing or by reading shastras. If I give you example of Rukmani Devi got attracted towards, she had never seen Krishna. But in her kingdom, she had heard about Krishna, about his pastimes in Vrindavan. And just by hearing about Krishna's pastimes, she was attracted towards Krishna, and she writes the love letter to Krishna to come and kidnap her, because her brother Rukmi would never allow her to get married to Krishna. So hearing is so powerful that we immediately feel attracted towards somebody. If we hear about somebody, for example, why, when I was in India, I always thought, I would love to see the Queen once, because you have heard so much about the Queen. And at one point I was lucky also, because the school where I work, the Queen had come and we had seen the Queen. So, but you feel attracted through hearing about the qualities of somebody. So what to speak of hearing about qualities of the Lord, reading about the qualities and pastimes of the Lord. There is no doubt that we will not feel attracted. We will feel attracted. Then C is chanting. Now this is very important. There is a verse in Sanskrit which says the definition of mind, man. Not definition, how to liberate the mind, How to liberate the mind. So how to liberate the mind, it has been said that Mana trayate iti mantra. One which liberates the mind is mantra. Manaha trayate iti mantra. One which liberates the mind is mantra. So this transcendental vibration of chanting of the holy name of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, can immediately liberate us. How do we understand that? So for example, if by, if we are saying that, okay, by chanting something, I get liberated, really? Okay, then I can chant Sprite, 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 but and I can have Sprite and I can taste the Sprite, and that would be amazing because I will feel liberated through that, because if we are at that lower consciousness. But that doesn't happen. Just by thinking about Sprite or by speaking, the word Sprite, we are not going to release Sprite. But by chanting Krishna's names, by chanting the names of Lord Ram and Krishna, we can immediately taste the name. Because there is no difference, as Prabhupada says in many of his books, that there is no difference between the name and the form of the Lord. They are the same. So when we are associating with the names of the Lord, we are actually directly associating with the Lord. And I'm sure whoever, all of you come here, maybe every day or once a week, and whenever you attend the arti or you chant the mantra, the transcendental feeling which you get, you don't get it otherwise. And why do we get that? Is it some mental, speculation, or, is just something fake? No, it is not. Because the Lord and the Lord's name are the same. And when we chant that, the effect has to come. Our mind will get purified. In Shikshastakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that by chanting the holy name of the Lord, the dust which is accumulated in our heart of so many lifetime gets cleansed up just by chanting of the holy name. So it is such an easy process. And then last thing, D, devotional service. Devotional service means just working for Krishna, serving Krishna. Because as a self, as Atma, the soul, the nature of the soul is to serve. We have seen in all these examples, actually the soul, because of the mind, is constantly serving the senses. The sense sees something, or wants to hear something, or wants to touch something, or eat something, and mind just gets attracted towards that, and our body enjoys that. And sorry, I lost my thought process. Yes, devotional service, the nature of the soul. So because the soul is bound by the body wants to enjoy through the senses and the mind, but the nature of the soul is to serve. So either the soul, through the bound body and the senses, will serve the senses, or the soul can serve Krishna. And just dovetailing the sense of service towards Krishna. So if I want to eat something nice, fine, fair enough. I can cook which is suitable to offer to Krishna, and then I can honor that as a prasadam. And I can enjoy my sense of taste through eating Krishna prasad. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam, yo me bhaktya prayachati. You offer me a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water. I will, with devotion and love, I will accept it. So this Krishna is saying directly himself. Then that's not difficult to offer him a fruit, a flower, water, and accept that. Because Krishna says that if you just put that love and devotion into that and offer it to me, I'll accept it. So, it is so easy. And another, so devotional service like this, if we want to see something, there are so many. We can come and see Krishna, beautiful darshan of Lord Krishna, Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Radha, Gokulanand. If we go in a minute detail what they are wearing today, if we try and remember what color crown is he wearing. Oh, the other day he was wearing this crown. Oh, this crown looks much beautiful. We can engage our senses by seeing the darshan of the Lord. So many example of devotional services can be given. Sense of smell also can be used in Krishna's service, because when we offer flower to Krishna, we can smell that flower. We offer some nice perfume oil to Krishna, we can accept that as an offering and enjoy the Maha, the Prasad of the Lord. And that way we are serving the Lord. So we have talked, so these are all the devotional service, different things in devotional life we can do. So we understand that, so to conclude now, we started with that in this chapter, Krishna talks about Ashtanga Yoga, but Arjuna is saying that Ashtanga Yoga is far too difficult because it is far too difficult to control the mind. And then we looked into why it is difficult to control the mind, because the senses, the mind attracts us through different senses and we get controlled by mind rather than controlling our mind. And Krishna is giving the reply that to control the mind, we have to do two things. We have to do abhyas and we have to have detachment. So we have to practice Krishna consciousness and we have to have detachment towards this material engagement. And in Prabhupada, in the purport, he mentions that yoga is waste of time if we are trying to enjoy the material world. It is like trying to ignite the fire, but at the same time pouring water on the fire. So, it is so very important to engage our mind constantly in Krishna consciousness. But then, in this chapter itself, in the next verse, tomorrow, Arjun is going to ask question, what if I don't perfect my practice? And I will not speak about that because it is for tomorrow's verse, but it is that opens for Krishna the door to speak about Bhakti Yoga from chapter 7 till chapter 12, which I spoke about the sandwich. Bhagavad Gita is like sandwich. First 6 chapter talks about Karma Yoga. The last 6 chapter talks about Jnana Yoga. In the middle chapter, which is the filling of sandwich, Krishna talks about Bhakti Yoga. So only a devotee of the Lord can make Lord speak about the innermost important details of how to live a life. And and last thing, I would like to quote one bhajan with Bhaktivedanta Thakur. Bhaktivedanta Thakur is Srila Prabhupada's guru's father, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's father. And Bhaktivedanta Thakur had written one bhajan. He has written many, many bhajans, but one of the bhajan he wrote was this. And something to speak about Bhaktivedanta Thakur. Bhaktivedanta Thakur was a judge during British India time. And he was such a famous judge that he was in Calcutta, in interior village of Calcutta. So he used to do many judgment in one day, and he would never have any pending cases, any pending judgment. And every judgment he had given was absolutely correct judgment. He had never had any wrong judgment he had given. So that's why the British government was very, very happy to have him. So they had actually arranged for him to travel in train. So from outside his house, literally, if you open his house door, for example, this is his house, you open the door, and outside his house, they had put the railway track. And the train used to come to pick him, to take him to the court, to the nearest city. So that was Bhaktivedanta Thakur materially. And spiritually, he was father of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is guru of Srila Prabhupada. So great Vaishnava Acharya. And he has written a bhajan which goes, Bhajahu re mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. So here he says that, oh my mind, he's pleading to the mind, that oh my mind, you bhaja, you worship. Whom do you worship? Bhaja Uremana Sri Nanda Nandana, the one who is son of Nand Maharaj. Please worship that Lord, oh my mind. Do not think of anything else. Do not focus on any sense enjoyment object. The only object you focus on is Lord Krishna, the son of Nanda, Sri Nanda Nandana, Abhaya Charana Ravindare. And by taking shelter of the lotus feet of that Lord, one can achieve the perfection of life, one can become fearless. And then the whole bhajan he sings, and at the end of the bhajan, he talks about this 9 process of devotional service. Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Pujana Sakhi Jana Atmani Vedana. I sang something wrong, isn't it? One second. This is Govinda's bhajan I sang. Sorry. Bhajau Remana is a bhajan of, Govinda Das. No, Bhaktivedanta Thakur only. Govindas, author Govindas Kaviraj. Yeah, sorry. It's a bhajan of Govindas Kaviraj. So he writes this, that Bhajahu Remana Sri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. And at the end he says Shravana Kirtana. So Shravana by hearing, Kirtana by chanting the names of the Lord, Smarana remembering Lord constantly, Vandana bowing down to the Lord, Pada Sevana worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord, Dasya becoming the servant of the Lord, Pujana by doing the archan. The pujari will open the curtain in some time and will be offering the lamp and the incense to the Lord. By becoming the friend of the Lord, Atma Nivedan by surrendering to the Lord. So these are the 9 process of devotional service through which mind doesn't have time, actually speaking, it gets automatically controlled. Because mind is completely engaged in the service of the Lord. And that is the process, the practice. That is the practice Krishna is talking about. That abhyas, what is that abhyas? This abhyas is of devotional service. Practice devotional service constantly, and automatically we will be detached from sense enjoyment and we will be surrendering to the Lord our life. So I end my class here. If you have any question, any comment, please ask me. Yes, we have Bhagavad Gita class every day evening from 6 till 7. Yes, every day evening. So it's a beautiful process given by Srila Prabhupada. We start at 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, there is Mangala Aarti. Then there is Tulsi Aarti. Then everyone chants together from 5:30 till 7 o'clock. And 7 o'clock there is Shringar Aarti. Then there is Bhagavatam class. Then there is breakfast prasad. So mind is constantly engaged, and during the days, then devotee, they go for jobs, and those who stay here, they stay. And those who can't come, they follow the same process at home. Waking up in the morning, chanting Krishna's names, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and then do the normal duties which are required, because we are in this world and we have to perform our duties. But it's just along with that duty, adding little bit Krishna consciousness, adding the devotional service aspect in our life. So it's not very difficult. I am a mother of 2 children, and by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, I have been practicing for more than 25 years now. And I can see the difference. At least I am realizing that how mind can control me so much. And then by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by reading his books, associating with devotees, things can change. You want to do Kirtan for some time? Okay. You will do Kirtan? Okay. We can now all do Kirtan for some time till the Darshan opens, which will open in about 5 minutes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Can you do this? I'll sit for some time. It's still 5 minutes. No, I'm not sitting. So I can be patient for 7 minutes. I'll sit for some time, I thought. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Tanya
Vajaya Jaya Gaurachanda Aratika Shobha. Janavitata-vahani Jagamana-loba Dakini-tai-chan Bhamigadhadhara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasajatratara Bhakti Yachi Gaurachan Ratna Singhasane Arate Karena Brahmaha Adi Devagane Nara Hari Adi Kore Samaradhulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Gosadikaya Shanka Baji Kanta Baji Baji Karatala Madhura Mridanga Bhaji Paramarasala Shanka Bhaji Ganta Bhaji Madhur 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 Bhaji Shanka Bhaji, Kanta Bhaji, Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Bhaji. Shanka Bhaji, Madhur Bhaji, Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Bhaji. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Bahu Koti Chandrajini Vadana Uchvala Gala Deshi Vanamala Kore chala mahala Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gada Gada Vakate Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Aratika Shobha Janavi Tatavani Jagamana Lobha Dorangera Ratik Shobha Jagajanamana Lobha Gaurangera Ratik Shobha Jaga Janamana Loba Gaurangera Ratik Shobha Jaga Janamana Loba Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Gaura Haribol. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschachare Satarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaura, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Nitya Gaura, Hare Bol. Nitya Gaura, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaura, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajgacharya Ashtatara Sada Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhai Charanavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajgacharya Ashtatara Sada Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Gauri Vaishnav Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki. Sri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhana Ki. Braj Brumi Srivandavan Dhama Ki. Mayapur Navadip Dhama Ki. Gangamaya Ki. Jamunamaya Ki. Bhaktidev Ki. Srimati Tulsi Maharani Ki. Samaveta Bhaktavrinda Ki. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Sila Tankana Kalaye Ito Nasimho Parato Nasimho Yato Yato Yamitato Nasimho Simha Abhuta Shringam Dhalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Pringam Keshavadrita Narari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamala Varenakam Abhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Pringam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nasimhadev, 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 Jaya Nasimhadev. Nasimhadev, Nasimhadev, Jaya Nasimhadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhu. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. So we'll be serving prasadam in the reception, so you can take prasadam now. And the next arati is at 9 p.m.